But they still have a bond to serve us. But if they are teaching while schooling, they serve half of the term of the bond.
But that is fine. But if you look at this recommendation, I think the chairman also made similar comments that in our previous sittings, we made similar recommendations about the insurance or bank guarantee. Why aren't you going by this advice?
Yeah, so I think it's because we have not had an issue of somebody moving fully out of the show, from the campus.
Do you have staff who are pursuing courses outside the country at the moment?
I think that was before that.
Yes, I just want to know whether at the moment you have...
We have a few who have full scholarship.
Yeah, the full scholarship could also mean either with or without study leave. So I want to know whether you still have some...
Yeah, we still have some. We still have some.
And what are the bond conditions?
They sign a bond to return to a service of the university with guarantors. And then yes, so I've also increased the number of guarantors from 2 to 3.
But the guarantor system isn't working. Because David was granted study leave, with a guarantor, and it's going to take 5 years to recover the money.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, you see, even, excuse me to say, before apologies, even if it's insurance, if the fellow will come back, just there's a surety that you have somebody to pay on his behalf. But once we have a guarantor, you go pursuing them to pay, I think that kind of reduces the difficulty of having to get the fellow to pay to refund the money to the state. For all those ones who have not returned to the university to serve the university, IOCO pursues them on our behalf, and they pay with interest.
All right, Chairman, I think that is the situation now. The case was referred to IOCO. The arrangement is that David should pay 5,000 every month. He so far paid 40,000, and the outstanding balance is around 280,000. So per that arrangement, it's going to take another 4 years to recover the full amount. So that is where we are, Chairman.
All right, Mr. Vice Chancellor, you made a statement that I want to make sure you are being sincere with us. When we asked the other institution why they were not following the bank guarantee issue, what they told us was it wasn't part of the bargaining agreement between the union and the university. You are telling us that you will look into it. Would you be able to institute that, the bank guarantee thing, without going through bargaining agreement with the university, the unions, and then the university? Is that what you're telling us? You'll be able to do it without going through the bargaining thing?
Mr. Chairman, it's a process. If you engage the union and they don't buy into it, then that becomes a difficult matter. So, as indicated, it's an agreement between we and the unions. So we'll begin to introduce it. If they buy into it, then that be it.
No, sir, we want to make sure that what you are telling us, so is it dependent on whether their union will accept it or not? Is that what you are telling us? That you would do it without consulting the union?
No, Mr. Chairman, that's not what I said. I didn't say I'll do it without consulting the union. I said we will try to see if we can implement it, and that is a process. And that means that we have to consult the union first. If they agree, then we implement it.
I'm not sure the union will agree to this. You want to take a decision that will affect somebody, and you want to consult that person, and you think that he will agree that you are taking a decision that will vary condition that will go against me. They won't. They won't. But is David Brown still paying the money? Is he honoring the 5,000 per month agreement?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, he's paying.
The last time was 9th March 2024. Means just last month he paid.
So,
He has been paying. It's consistent.
but he didn't honor the April one. If it's monthly, 9th March, the next one will be 9th April. That was last week. He didn't honor last one. Or you didn't have that update from Yoko.
No, sir, we don't have that update.
Auditors, are you aware of this 5,000 per month agreement with Yoko?
Confirm that 40,000 has been recovered by Yoko. Thank you.
You can confirm. Or
I
you
can
confirm.
confirm. Thank
Okay.
you.
Ajay,
Chairman, I have some difficulty. The Vice Chancellor is telling us that Yoko knows where this gentleman is. And yet, you are telling us that you don't know. Get to know where this guy is.
At least that takes off, quote unquote, the burden of having to know where he is, pursue him, or all those things. So we are pursuing him through Yoko.
all right, that'll be all for your discharge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're very grateful.
Thank you. Tamale Technical University. Thank you for coming. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Where's the Director of Finance? Mohamed Kamaldeen Al-Hassan, Director Internal Audit.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Yakubu Idrisu, Registrar, Tamale Technical University.
Abbas Brahima, Vice Chancellor, Tamale Technical University.
Smaila Said Salam, the Procurement Officer.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Tamale Technical University, your financial performance for the year 2022 looks good. You've been able to make a surplus of 4 million, and that's making an increase of 265% over that of 2021. Your internal generated fund also increased by 10.7. Government grant increased by 64.7%. There must be a reason for that. Can you tell the committee?
Mr. Chairman, we had clearance to hire more staff, and so that it was just remuneration that led to that increase.
I'm Al-Hassan Abdurazak, Director of Finance. So, like the Vice Chancellor has indicated, the increase was as a result of additional recruitment that we had as a result of clearance that we secured from the Minister of Finance.
So the trend in terms of your IGF is run across all the technical universities so far. For you, in 2022, your IGF is 12.7 million. Meanwhile, your total expenditure was 71.1 million, which means that without government support, you cannot survive as an university.
Exactly the case.
Well, I won't ask further questions on that. Your current ratio is also good, 2.7 as again 2.3 of 2021. I want to encourage you to continue to manage your finances, especially in terms of your current ratio, so that you're able to meet your obligations as and when they fall due.
Thank you.
We'll then move to management issues. And the first one is paragraph 367 of the report. Price variations of delay GetFund project, 6.2 million Ghana cedis. The auditors in their audit disclosed that 3 GetFund projects awarded to contractors between 2005 and 2008 with an initial contract sum of 2.2 million Ghana cedis was varied to 8.5 million due to irregular payments of interim certificates submitted by the contractors. The auditors further noted that the projects which were at different stages of completion have been terminated, repackaged, and re-awarded to new contractors more than 3 times within the project life cycle, resulting in variation to the tune of 6.2 million Ghana cedis. The project has been captured in a table 50, construction of 2-story rectors bungalow, construction of 4-story library complex, and construction of 2-story ICT block. There's a picture of the rector's bungalow on page 93 of the report. Also, a picture of the 4-story library complex and a picture of the ICT block. They're all there in the report. Now, the recommendation by the auditors is that the Vice Chancellor should liaise with GetFund for the project to be completed. Kindly tell the committee the updates on these 3 projects.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In fact, just a point of clarification. We got the projects through the Northern Regional Coordinating Council. And so they deal directly with GetFund. We basically would go to them with complaints and, in fact, push them to get the projects continued. And so that is why in 2021, in fact, we made several pleas, and then they terminated the contracts with the previous contractors and re-awarded it. And so we cannot go to GetFund to talk about those projects. RCC does that for us. But just an update, for the construction of the ICT block, as of this month, the contractor is back trying to finish it up. So they're now doing the ceilings, and we hope this time they will complete it. Our checks with the consultant has indicated that the contractor on the library complex, because we are growing so fast that we seriously need a library. And so we've been pushing to get the library completed. And last time we checked, they said the contractor said he will come back and lay tiles. They looked for him, and he was in Saudi Arabia, so they couldn't actually get him to site. So that's the latest information we have on that. The rector's bungalow, the contractor who is now on site, has promised to get it finished too. So in essence, the contractors are back on site trying to get them finished for us.
So the contractors are back for all the 3 projects?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
I think that when we're approving the GetFund formula, there's a provision made for completion of all uncompleted projects. So we hope that Parliament has approved, as part of the formula, some monies to be used by the GetFund administrator to complete all these projects. So we hope that by the close of the year, we'll see some large improvement in that. Auditors, can you confirm that the contractors are back on site?
Mr. Chairman, we can confirm that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Paragraph 374, Honorable Vice Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. 374, we are talking about a contract awarded out of the approved budget. And you sought to renovate a hostel at the amount of 874,199. And on the PV, you paid 305,108 Ghana cedis. The recommendation for you was for you to seek retrospective approval from the Minister for Finance and the Governing Council of GTEC. Have you done that?
Thank you. Yes, sir, we have done that. We have since written to the Ministry of Finance through the Ghana Tertiary Education Council, except that except that we have not received feedback from the letter.
So it means you don't have the approval. You've written for it, but you haven't received anything back from them.
Yeah.
So you still don't have the approval. How long ago did you write this letter?
About, where's the letter? I think the letter is attached to, oh, I didn't leave a copy here. It should be with them. The letter, which date is that? Can you check? Date of the letter. We submitted the
Chairman,
letter
if I may come in, the letter is dated 14th June 2023. Thank you.
So about a year later, a year after the audit, that was when you wrote the letter.
The audit for 2022 fiscal year actually ended somewhere March, April.
Okay.
The audit started in February and then ended somewhere March, April.
And
So
how long
a few
after that
months,
before you wrote that letter?
2023. Yeah, 2023. So that will be around about 2 months or so.
About 2 months?
Yeah, about 2 months.
Okay.
And that is right also because after the audit, we needed to wait for the management letter from the Auditor General before we could respond. Actually, the auditor finished somewhere the first or second week of April 2023, and we got the management letter a month or so thereafter. So this particular letter was sent barely about a month or two after the receipt of the management letter.
So do you now realize that hostel dues form part of internally generated funds and must be budgeted for before its usage? Do you now realize
Yes,
that?
sir.
Okay, because going through your audit, it looks like the Vice Chancellor has a lot of powers and can make decisions without following the laid down rules and regulations.
Well noted, sir.
Have you done it? So you ready 23.
2023.
After 6 months to the end of the year, you have not received a response. Then 3 months into the new year, making 9 months. We're in the 10th month, you have not written a follow-up. Do you think that that letter is still on the table of the officer? Or is being pushed to somewhere? You need to write a reminder.
Mr. Chairman, going by your advice, management will pick it up and make necessary follow-ups. to find out the
We
status.
have been advising every year when we come. You pick our advices, but sometimes you don't apply. You only said, okay, we'll follow up, we'll take your advice, but you don't implement it.
Mr. Chairman, we always do, and this one I assure you that we'll do the needful.
If you always do, I don't expect you to wait for 9-10 months without writing a follow-up or even doing a follow-up to the letter you wrote. You know, Ghana, the civil and public service, you need to keep writing before somebody will pay attention. Yes. So I want to do a follow-up.
Well noted.
For me, getting a retrospective approval doesn't change anything. But that is the law we have. So we have to make sure we follow it. It won't change anything. What we should have done is to punish you for doing the wrong thing. Then the next time you won't do it. But the recommendation is that, write back to get approval. Whether you got approval or not, the expenditure has been incurred already. But that is what has been recommended. So let's go by that.
Thank you.
There are some cities for printing and supply of answer booklets for 2021-2022 academic year, which was above the head of entity threshold. That is a difference of 5,024 Ghana cedis. Your limit is 100,000, but you went beyond it of about 5,000. But you gave a very interesting response. So, management response, can you tell the committee the explanation you gave to this so that it will be very clear?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, this issue of above so when the supplier submit the quotations and the evaluation was done, only 5,000 was above his threshold. And exams was also at hand. But then entity tender committee was not, we're not having the meeting at the moment. So it was advised that he should go ahead, approve it. When the next meeting, it will be sent there for ratification. So before the auditors came, but then we have not had entity tender committee yet. So after their observation and they left, we had the entity tender committee. We sent the document there and then they ratify it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I ask for your explanation because here I'm seeing advert costs, seasonal allowance and all that. And I know those costs probably is not part of the 100,000 threshold. But in any case, you could have quickly arranged a meeting of the entity tender board to ratify this. You got 5,000. Now you are in trouble. They are saying that they have referred you to Section 92 of the Public Procurement Act, which sounds, Chairman, because of the extra 5,000 you spent. And Section 92, Chairman will tell you what it means.
I'm not convinced with the answer you provided. That shouldn't be an answer at all. Examination is one of the core activities of the university. It's one of the core activities of the university. After teaching the student, you examine them. So you have planned for that. You know, examination will be done with what? Answer booklets. Why are you telling that the committee that examination was coming, and then the tender committee was not meeting at the time? So this story is not convincing. If you had planned, you would have procured this booklet long before the exam time. Okay? That tells me that you are sitting on your job. Yes. You were sitting on a job. You didn't do what you were expected to do at a particular point in time. You didn't do it. But we will only want you to go and make sure you do the right thing. We will not refer you for any prescription. Make sure that you plan your activities, and when it is to procure this booklet, you do it. You don't wait till exam is coming next week, then you rush. I'll conclude that it's a deliberate thing you are doing to benefit from it.
Mr. Chairman, no, sir.
Then don't do it again.
Thank you.
Paragraph 387, Honorable Ennis.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, the infraction here is failure to prepare consolidated financial statements for Tamale Technical University. The auditors indicated that management of Tamale Technical University expended an amount of $632,991 from internally generated funds as at 31st December 2022 for the establishment of the Tamale Technical University Hospital. However, management failed to consolidate the financial operations of the hospital, but stated only the amount expended as long-term investment in the 2022 financial statements of the university. Management responded and relied on IPSAS 6. However, IPSAS 6 had been repealed as of 2017. So what is management position now after the auditor's recommendation for the accounts to be consolidated?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'm glad to inform you that in the 2023 financial report, a consolidated financial statement was prepared incorporating the financial activities of the University Hospital. And that was made available to the auditors when they came around.
Auditors, can you please confirm?
Mr. Chairman, the 2023 financial statement incorporated that of the hospital, and we now have a consolidated financial statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That will be all. That will be all.
Vice Chairman.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, if you look at paragraph 389, the auditors are saying that this same issue was raised on our previous audit report, but management remained adamant.
Mr. Chairman, that particular point is true, and we explain the reason why we couldn't prepare a consolidated financial statement for the 2022. In fact, the hospital financials were still under review by our internal audit directorate. There were issues that we needed to clarify at that particular end before the consolidation was properly done. As of 2022, when we were preparing the financial report, that exercise was still ongoing. So in our response, we have indicated that management at the time had directed the internal audit directorate to clean up the records or verify, validate the financial report of the university hospital before the incorporation could be done.
You see, if I read paragraph 384 also, it says the Vice Chancellor usurped the powers of the entity tender committee.
Oh, that's a different.
That's a different thing. Okay. But if you read through Tamale Technical University, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
The impression I get is we'll make up the excuses. We'll do what we want. Please don't create that impression, because this book is not just for this committee. It's on Auditor General's website. The whole world can read it. Don't give an impression that you don't want. Because when the auditors tell you something, you are adamant. It's a serious thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That'll be all for Tamale Technical University.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sure this issue has been cleared by the auditors. Have you cleared them, auditors?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
You are discharged.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Let's go to the colleges of education. Do we have Nusrat Jahan Ahmadiyya College of Education here? Kindly step forward to take the oath. Also, St. John Bosco College of Education also join. Do we have Bagabaga College of Education also? If they are here, they should join.
I do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
Touching the matter in issue.
touching the matter in issue
Shall be the truth.
shall be the truth,
The whole truth.
the whole truth,
And nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you very much. We'll start with Nusrat. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Shani Usman, the principal.
I'm Yusham Idris, finance officer.
Thank you very much for coming. You have 3 issues in the report. The first one is paragraph 534 of the report on the colleges of education and pre-university educational institutions. And that one is about unrecovered staff advances, 7,050 Ghana. You granted advances to 3 staff, Abdullah Yusuf Gaba, Mohammed Salifu, and Kojo Chiramantin. The total amount is 7,050. The recommendation is that you should recover this money from the affected staff. Have you?
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Management has recovered the staff advances to the affected staff, receipts issued, and money lodged in the college account.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, the total outstanding amount has been recovered since. Thank you.
Okay. Paragraph 542, Vice Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Principal, we are talking about billing of students for non-functioning sick bay. You collected 47,720 Ghana cedis from the students, and the sick bay was not functional. What did you do with the money, and why? And how come the sick bay was not functional?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My finance officer will talk to it.
Thank you, Mr. Mr. Chairman. The monies were collected. The college was not even having the sick bay. It was a guest house. So it was at the finance committee decision and with the approval of council that we had to turn that guest house into a sick bay to avoid the frequent movement of students that fell ill to the municipal and regional hospital. After the collection of the monies and the approval of the finance committee and council, the sick bay has been worked on and students now use it. Thank you.
But at the time you collected the money, you knew you didn't have a sick bay. You knew it was just a guest house. So why collect the money for something that you were, a service that you couldn't provide? Did you return the money back to the students?
Chairman, the approved fee schedule that came from Parliament indicated that component of the fee. So we have no authority over it not to collect. So upon collection, we then sought permission of council to rehabilitate the sick bay for them to use. Thank you.
Auditors, could you confirm what they're saying, please?
Honorable Chair, as we speak, the sick bay is in operation. Thank you.
All right, sir, Mr. Chair.
All right. Your last infraction is on failure to supply clothing and recommended textbooks to students. Management of the college charged 1,227 students, a total amount of 518,941.50 Ghana cedis for the supply of clothing and recommended textbooks for use in 2021 and 2022 academic year. The auditors, however, noted that the school did not supply these items to the students. Now, we want to find out from you have you been able to refund the money to the students? Since you collected the money, you didn't provide them with the items.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The finance officer will respond to.
Chairman, the said clothing and textbooks have been supplied duly to the students. We have given the indication to the auditors, please. Thank you.
Did you supply this to the student after the audits?
Yes, please.
So does it mean that some of the students who pay this money had left the school before you supply?
No, please.
Auditors, can you confirm that the student who paid for these items duly received them?
Honorable Chair, the recommendation has been duly been complied with. Thank you.
What was the recommendation?
To ensure that the textbooks and the textbooks and the clothing are supplied to the various students who pay the money, which they've done so after the recommendation.
Mm. And that can be located in which part of the report? All right, let's move. That'll be all for Nusrat. You are discharged.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Let's have St. John Bosco. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Mahmoudou Daniel, Acting Vice Principal.
I am Mawiya Mohamed Lawal, the College Finance Officer.
Emmanuel Ayamba, Internal Auditor.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Your first infraction in paragraph 474, Honorable Apak.
Welcome. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Unpaid rent is the title of the infraction. In your case, the number of occupants are captured as 17. The rent due, 8,760. 4,800 was paid, leaving a balance of 3,960. Have you been able to recover the balance captured by the auditors?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I will refer this issue to the Finance Officer to respond appropriately.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I think we have recovered 3,360 from the defaulting staff. However, we had two staff, one Mr. Angabe Edward and Paul Uga, who owed 300 Ghana cedis each, who were wrongly invoiced by the finance section, because I think the two had gone on compulsory retirement. So at the time of the audit, the invoice was still pending. So we drew the attention of the auditors that these 300 Ghana cedis each should not be part of the unpaid rent. And the total balance left, which is 3,360 Ghana cedis, has since been recovered. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Auditors, have you seen the information to reconcile with what we've been told by the finance officer, that the 600, which is still outstanding, was assigned to the two staff members in error?
Honorable Chair, after reconciliation, the total amount came to 3,660, out of which 3,210 has been settled, leaving a balance of 450. Thank you.
But how do we reconcile that with what the finance officer told us?
At the time we presented the status of implementation to the auditors, there was 150 Ghana cedis relating to one Michael Yemisi. This amount was paid in the latter part of I think early this year. He paid the 150 and another 30 cedis by one Isaac Butias. So these, if you clearly look at it, those two payments were not part of what we have. But the Ministry of Education requested for a new, for a status of implementation, which we updated and submitted to them. But I think the auditors still rely on what we submitted earlier. I have copies of the receipts that we were issued to those two persons. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So I think it's likely because the new information didn't get to the auditors. So what you should have done was to ensure that the information got to them. Because I know one of the persons, and I know that clearly he would have done the needful. I don't want to give further details, but you know what I mean. Mr. Chairman, there is a balance of 400 per the records with the auditors, but the Director of Finance has also indicated that there's an update, but that information has not gotten to the auditors yet. So out of the stated amount, it is only 400 that is outstanding. And based on the reconciliation, if the documents get to the auditors, I believe that it will be cleared. I yield to you.
Thank you very much. So, auditors, you need to reconcile with the school. Paragraph 477, Honorable Isaac Oboko.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, 477 is about unearned salary. And one, Mr. Kambesi Ajigewe Jr. Isaac, is separated from your school. In fact, he was on study leave without pay. And for Chairman, the name is Kambesi Ajigewe Junior. The last name is my namesake, so that one I can pronounce correctly. Sorry if I pronounce the name correctly. Yes. Chairman, and for 7 months, even though he had separated, he was on study leave without pay, he kept receiving his pay for 7 months. And the total amount is 13,303.68. First of all, I want to know, is he still on campus? Is he still a staff of the college?
He's back. Thank you, Honorable Chairman. The said staff who was on steady leave without salary is back on campus. He's working.
No, it's not on steady leave without salary. Steady leave without approval.
Okay. Actually, it's true, Honorable Chair. When the attention of the management was drawn to this effect, the said staff came back from school and he's on campus.
What subject does he teach?
He's a non-teaching staff. He's not a teaching staff.
What does he do?
He's an administrative assistant.
And for 7 months running, you didn't recognize that he wasn't at post?
Honorable Chair, it's true. You know, the college work with structures. And he actually also been supervised by and then his immediate boss. And definitely we normally collect reports from the various heads of units. And then I think before the reports came for us to actually realize that he's not on campus, the auditors came and then did their work and drew our attention to that effect.
Anyway, the recommendation is that the money should be recovered. What is the position now?
Honorable Chair, I think I'm glad to announce that immediately the issue came to light and the staff was called back. As at now, currently, the money has been recovered. We took him on and he has paid everything once. It was not on installment.
All right, auditors, are you able to confirm the total recovery?
Honorable Chair, we can confirm a total recovery. Thank you.
Chairman, the said amount has been recovered.
That's all.
Thank you very much. That'll be all for St. John Bosco College of Education. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Do we still have the Babatunde College of Education? Kindly come and take the oath.
I
Gazali Isahaku,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue
touching the matter in issue
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please turn off the mic. Turn it on.
Thank you for coming. Kindly introduce yourselves to the committee. Use a mic and introduce yourself to the committee.
I am Gazali Isahaku, the principal, Babatunde College of Education.
Tingoti Francis Combon, finance officer, Babatunde College of Education.
Use a mic. We are recording.
I am Abdallah Baba, internal auditor.
All right. You have only one issue in paragraph 412 of the report. Honorable Ajay Boateng will take it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This one has to do with on-end salaries. And you had two of your members of staff, Dr. Barihama Idrisu and Mr. Frank Atati. Both of them were they were lecturers, but both of them resigned. In the case of Dr. Barihama, he resigned, and for the period March 2018 to December 2020, the on-end salary amounted to 96,515.66. And in the case of Frank Atati, the amount is 77,376. So the audit asks that you recovered those monies. What is the current status? Have you been able to recover those monies?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the college has made effort to recover these monies. And as at February, the outstanding balance in the case of Barham is 43,728 Ghana cedis, 77 pesos. But Mr. Atati, in our records, has finished paying. Thank you.
So Atati has fully refunded the amount?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Can the auditors confirm that one for us before we look at the other one?
Honorable Chair, Mr. Frank Atati, after reconciliation, the amount came to 15,885.16, which he has fully paid. For Dr. Baham Idrusu, the total amount is 96,515.66, for which he has settled 52,386.89, leaving a balance of 43,728.77. Thank you.
So, in the case of Barihama, what arrangements have been put in place to ensure that the payment is made?
Mr. Chairman, we have a payment plan. I think the details are with the finance officer that he's following.
Is available to the auditors? The payment plan?
Yes, Chairman.
All right. Okay.
The payment plan with Barhama is for him to be paying 2,680 cedis and 99 pesos every month He has followed the plan consistently up to now. So pay our arrangement, he would finish paying by July 2025. Thank you.
Auditors, are you aware of the payment plan?
Honorable Chair, we are aware of a payment plan of 2,680.99 per month, which is following, since he has never defaulted. Thank you.
Chairman, there's a payment plan in place, and the auditors have confirmed that the said officer is paying consistently. So that will be all for me.
That will be all. So we encourage you to ensure that he followed the plan until he finished paying the balance of 43,000 plus. On that note, that will be all for you. You are discharged.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable members, we have come to the end of what we plan to do today. And I want to thank you for coming. Tomorrow, we are Upper East and Upper West regions to appear before the committee. Equally, we are expecting all the pre-university educational institutions from the two regions, Upper East and Upper West, to also appear before the committee. So we have a tall list tomorrow. So we should bear in mind that tomorrow we're starting as the usual time at 9 o'clock in the forenoon. On that note, the meeting is adjourned to tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the forenoon.